breaking news today.
Please subscribe and check notification box to get all breaking news alerts.
Many devious people in the world are actively plotting to take down the United States, but none as vocal as ISIS over the last several years. As President Trump continues to decimate the Islamic Caliphate, these violent terrorists are being scouted around the world looking for new ways to attack America, and it seems they have found one. Now these vile terrorists have issued a terrifying threat to the people of the United States that they plan to attack us tomorrow, and it would be wise for us to pay attention. Less than 24 hours after President Trump announced he would be moving the U.S. Embassy to Jerusalem, all hell has broken out in the Muslim world. Hamas has planned a day of rage to protest what was widely already known, and now a pro-ISIS group is planning a massive cyber attack on countries around the world, starting with the United States. In a recently released video, a hacking group which is sympathetic to ISIS called Electronic Ghosts of the Caliphate declared, "We are the hackers of ISIS. We will face you in a massive cyber war." The video then continues with a distorted Arabic voice saying, "We will penetrate the websites of governments, military ministries, companies and sensitive global sites." The video then flashes tomorrow's date on the screen, and the voice continues saying, "The first goal is the cursed United States, the head of the snake. Black days you will remember." Of course, this threat has many wondering if it should be taken seriously, and as with all warnings given by this violent group, the answer is, yes. Over the last several months, ISIS has branched out with their attacks by using vehicles to run people over to continue their war on Western culture. While these attacks have been horrific in nature, they have not brought down the West in the way they had hoped. If these hackers were to have success in infiltrating world government systems, they would have access to thousands of top-secret documents that could take us down. Here is more from Daily Mail. The Electronic Ghosts Group is one of four which joined forces in 2016 to create the United Cyber Caliphate, which was dormant until 24 November. Raphael Gluck of monitoring group Jihadoscope told Mail Online, with the exception of hackers like the now-deceased Junaid Hussein, ISIS' level of hack has been very low. The United Cyber Caliphate claims to be hacking social media accounts, but what it's really doing, if anything, is taking control of some very dormant accounts from 2012 or something like that. These accounts have older and shorter passwords, so are easier to hack. Gluck said it's unusual for groups to name the date of their attack and suggested the video posted on Monday was an attempt to project a great threat. He added, the other week an anti-ISIS group called a Hack ISIS Day for November 17th. This turned out to be a bit overhyped, but it might be the reason behind them naming a date. The increased cyber threat comes as ISIS collapses in Iraq and Syria. Yesterday the chairman of the U.S. Senate Homeland Security Committee said, "This is the new caliphate, in cyberspace." U.S. national security officials told senators that the collapse of Islamic State in Iraq and Syria has not diminished the group's ability to inspire attacks on Western targets via the Internet. Laura Chayal, acting director of intelligence at the National Counterterrorism Center, told a U.S. Senate committee, "Unfortunately, we don't see ISIS' loss of territory translating into a corresponding reduction in its ability to inspire attacks. ISIS' capacity to reach sympathizers around the world through its robust social media capability is unprecedented and gives the group access to large numbers of homegrown violent extremists," Chayal said. The U.S.-led coalition estimated on Tuesday that fewer than 3,000 ISIS fighters remain in Iraq and Syria, where they declared a caliphate in 2014. As ISIS continues to lose their territory, they will become more reliant on virtual warfare and can also inspire lone wolf attacks. What is even more terrifying about his sort of war is that countries around the world, including the United States, are not prepared to fight this battle. For years governments have focused solely on physical combat while terrorist groups have been recruiting disenfranchised hackers to join their ranks. What that means for the people is anyone's guess, but if the government cannot protect our privacy, then we are all sitting ducks. Hopefully, this group is bluffing, which will give us all time to figure out the best way to beef up our own security. security.